There we go. All right. Hello and welcome to episode 14. 14 of the Last Place Fire Team show. Happy May 4th. May the 4th be with you. How's everybody doing today? I am your host, Chris. As usual, I'm with my other two co-hosts, Yendi.
Hello, everybody. How's it going today?
Tonight. Oh, yeah, it is night. And Alan.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy May 4th. So, we're here.
So before we get into the show, okay, a little bit of housekeeping. We are close to 50 followers on Twitch.
We're 2 away.
We are 2 away. We could be hitting it tonight and then giving away our mouse. Next show, we're going to do it live. Correct, Yendi? Mm-hmm. We are going to do it live. We are at 58 subscribers on YouTube. And if you guys didn't know, we are now on TikTok. The Tiki tip out. All right.
We're TikToking.
We're TikToking. All right. So if you go to our Twitter page, at official LPFT, we have links there for our TikTok. Go and check us out. Also, if you haven't already, you can see the latest video on our YouTube channel. It is Yendi hating on Nintendo. So if you want to go into the comments and tell him how wrong he is, go ahead and do that.
And somebody did not like that video.
Really?
It must have struck a chord with somebody because they give it a thumbs down. But hey, it can't be perfect all the time.
Our first thumbs down.
Our first thumbs down, man. Oh, come on,
you gotta
man.
be controversial sometimes,
Do you though?
If anybody actually watched the video all the way through, they would see that I wasn't hating on Nintendo. It's just, people like to judge quickly, so. But okay.
Anyway, all right. And then this week's upcoming video is Alan, correct? You're doing the video this week?
Yes, I am doing a video this week. It's going to be Chris and I. We are going to do our thoughts on a lot of content. So we're going to do Falcon and Winter Soldier. We're going to do Demon Slayer movie, Mortal Kombat. And if he gets to binge Clone Wars fast enough and watch Bad Batch, we might do that too,
That is probably not going to.
That's a long ass video.
No, it won't be that long. But we're going to get into it. It's something we wanted to talk about anyway. So
it will be a
nice
little plus one. Maybe it'll be a little highlight, and then we'll do. It's going to go out on the podcast apps too, so you guys can listen to it. As always, guys, I didn't come up with a this or that. Whenever I host, I usually have something for you guys to pick. So I'm gonna come up with one real quick. Give me like 5 seconds. All right.
While
cool.
he comes,
I got it. All right. So,
okay, cool.
Oh no, go ahead. If you got something, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, ask everyone what they were playing.
Oh no, that's after this. All right. So the world has to know. Okay, the very important question, hot off the presses. Okay, who wins in a fight? A bear or a gorilla?
Listen, it's a bear, and anybody who tells you it's different, first of all, bears are bigger. They have more force of power. They can swim better than gorillas. They can't climb better than a gorilla, but they are adequate climbers, and they're stronger, and they have claws and teeth, and not to mention, bears are also eat other animals, and gorillas are, they're herbivores. So
no, they are not.
Yes,
they are omnivores. They are omnivores, sir.
Yeah. Whatever.
First of all, a gorilla will punch the shit out of a bear any day of the week. It would beat its ass in a heartbeat.
He said,
it would donkey punch that bear and go up a tree and then never get caught.
It would not be strong enough.
Oh my god. A bear versus a gorilla? You are insane if you think a bear would beat a gorilla. Are you kidding me? Gorillas are freaking strong. 800
They're
pounds.
not stronger than bears.
Come on.
They're not stronger than bears.
There's only one way to find out. We have a zoo here in Tampa, so.
Oh my gosh.
We're just gonna have to pull.
Bears are stronger than gorillas, just so you know.
Gorillas, boom.
I'm
easy.
I'm on the gorillas team, man. I mean, I hear what you say, Alan. maybe I'll have to read a little bit more about bears, because
yeah, you are tripping if you guys think bears are strong. If you think gorillas are stronger than bears.
Oh man! And if you guys can, while we're here, can you guys tweet out the show? Because I completely forgot. Anyway, so what have you guys been playing this week, Yendi? Well, how's your week been? It's actually every week goes by so fast, and the next thing you know, I'm sitting in this chair doing the show, and I'm like, I didn't get to do anything. So
yeah,
but
yeah, man, I have been doing mouse stuff the entire week. I think I was able to play maybe 2 hours total the entire week of games. The rest of that time has been at my workshop here, just working on stuff. But the games that I have played have just been Warzone and some Apex. I played Apex yesterday and then some today. But in total, like 2 hours, and it's been fun. Warzone's been a lot of fun. Getting back into that again. It's so nice when you take a long break from a game that really enrages you. Besides Valorant, man, that's it. I've peaked in Valorant. So,
oh no, I lost a friend. Oh, that sucks.
What do they call it? Rank freeze? Not rank freeze. Whatever that term is for when you're hard capped at a certain rank.
At a certain rank.
I'm pretty sure that's where I'm at there. But
you're hard stuck. You're hard stuck.
Yeah, it's hard stuck. Yeah, in Valorant. But I mean, Warzone's been so much fun trying out new weapons and just messing with people and hearing their rage. It's amazing. Apex is always fun as always. Been doing some of that too.
Did you try? Did you get to try Arena today? When the servers were working?
No, I haven't. No, but with Apex lately, I've been getting a lot of performance issues, a lot of drop frames, like crazy amounts. It's bad. It's bad.
The reason why I let Yendi go first is Alan has quite a bit to talk about that.
Oh, I was going to say, Yendi, when you're just playing it by just playing it regularly, like without because I noticed that NVIDIA broadcast was actually affecting my performance on Apex, so I had to do some setting switches with that, and then it ended up working fine for me. So
no, broadcast's never done anything for me, and I got a beefy PC, so
I know. I'm just saying random. It was the same thing that happened to me. Like legit, I was trying to stream it one day, and I had always ran the same exact settings the whole time, and then one day I tried to play, and I got dropped frames. I was running at like 30 frames per second, and I was like, "What could this be?" And then I did some setting changes and stopped running broadcast, and it worked. So I'm just saying,
it wasn't even drop frames really, because I was constantly like one something the whole time. It's just stutter, and it never really dropped. It was just really choppy. It was so weird, almost like as if you were getting drop frames, but the frames were consistently over 120. So I don't know what the hell is going on.
But this week I've been I picked up new Pokemon Snap. I haven't got to play it yet. I'm probably gonna be playing it after the show. I have a couple of days off. I did get to try Arena. It is pretty cool. I liked it. I don't know if I mean, Apex is the only game that I don't feel comfortable in. I think for a little bit of time, I'm going to plug in the controller and just try to play from there. Because mouse and keyboard for me, I just can't hit anything. My shots aren't good. So I don't know if this is just another, because it was the same thing with Call of Duty. Call of Duty I played on controller for years, and then whenever I did get a PC and I started playing, I was like, oh, this is fun. But like it just felt weird to me. I went back to controller and I was doing way better than I played on PC. So this might be another game that I have to just put it on the controller. Also for our video viewers, because I keep noticing it and it keeps bugging me. You'll probably see like a blue like tint on my glasses. These are new. I just got them in, and they have the blue blockers in, and they're very, very like you can see that they're in there. Cool. So yeah, if you wear glasses, I highly recommend, so you don't get migraines and stuff after you're playing. But Alan, what have you been playing this week?
So this week I've been playing Apex. I played Apex last week. You know, I got my battle pass finished for season 8, and today, as you all know, season 9 was supposed to drop, which was supposed to drop at 1 p.m. Eastern. People weren't able to start playing it until 6 o'clock, and by playing it, I mean barely getting to play it. Like you could only play with the original characters. It was a shit show, to say. So and this has been a rant of mine, and we've talked about this. But I don't understand how we haven't gotten to the point where this is still happening, to where a game comes out, like, or a new season of a game comes out, and then the developers and the publishers are all surprised about the amount of people who are coming back to the game. Apex, when Respawn, everyone knows how much I love Respawn, but they literally took to Twitter and was like, well, the game is not working due to high volume. But, like, what did you think was going to happen? Did you think less people were going to play this game than you, like, did in season 8? Like, it hasn't, the game has literally grown. You've talked about having 100 million players. What makes you think that at least 50% of those players weren't going to come back to try the new season, which they've done every season past this? This is 8 seasons now, and it's not just Apex. It's not just Respawn. I know this happened in Call of Duty. This has happened in World of Warcraft. This has happened in pretty much any game that has a new expansion. I don't understand why we're not doing a stress test with the amount of people, like, just overcompensate for the amount of people you think are going to hit these servers. So if you have 100 million, prepare for 200 million. Like, not saying 200 million people are going to hit your servers, but at least if you're prepared for that, you have a gateway. Imagine people not being able, like, excited to try to play this. I tried to put up the stream and I couldn't even play it till I literally was sitting at an Apex screen for 4 hours, not being able to stream anything. And then when you finally get in, you can't even use the new content. Like, you couldn't buy the battle pass, which obviously is hurting EA because, like, they can't purchase anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you couldn't buy the new battle pass, you couldn't buy Valkyrie, so you couldn't get the new character even if you wanted to. And then you're playing Arena, you couldn't play until about 2 hours ago. And it's like, why are we still at the point where it's taking us 5 to 6 hours for a launch that you knew was going to happen months ago, like at least a month ago? And I don't get why we're still in this spot where these things are taking forever. So that's my rant. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I think to add to that, I think, Alan, I think it has a lot to do with money, and it depends on how many dedicated servers Respawn has for Apex and how many they are using through Amazon's AWS, which I think is who they use.
Yes.
So in my mind, what I think Respawn is doing is, hey, we have our dedicated servers that can handle this many people, but after that, we have to go ahead and use these AWS servers. So maybe they don't want to pay for a certain amount. I don't know how the contract works between them. If they have to tell Amazon, hey, we need this many servers at this point in time, or if they can do it on the that same day. So I'm thinking Respawn doesn't want to pay too much and then not have the population to fill those servers, and then they waste that amount of money. But even if that's the case, it really is unexcusable, especially for a company that big. Like, straight up,
backed by EA. Like,
yeah, I would. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I would pay and potentially take the risk of losing the money to have extra servers to make sure that my game launch, which is usually the biggest problems, just brand new game launches, goes as smoothly as possible. But that way, there's no situation where it gets negative press right off the bat from players, because ultimately that's who word of mouth is a big factor in moving these games and sales and all that. And if people can't even play on day one, I mean, they're gonna get it. Respawn's gonna get it, and any other developer too. So I know it is spending money and all that stuff, but I think it's a good, safe way to make sure the stuff that you worked on for years finally comes out, does well, and performs to the best of its ability. But I don't know. Who knows why? Who knows why developers
to
do
even
this?
add to your point, like, my thing is, like, this, it came out and you couldn't even access their store, which plenty of people buy the premium battle pass, and that's $10. Like, you couldn't even do that. So, like, not only was being cheap, if that's the case, let's say they did, like, being cheap and not getting those servers is the reason. Like, now you're losing money because, like, you didn't want to pay for the content, or, I mean, pay for the servers ahead of time. So now, not only are you, like, now you're losing more money from that because you know how it is. People go in, they buy the battle pass, and then they go, oh, let me get a skin for a Valkyrie, or let me get this new skin for the Legacy Edition, or whatever the case may be. And now that your store wasn't even open, you lost all of that, like all of that initial buy thing. And now people are going to, now of course, people are going to be expecting compensation because they weren't able to play. Not that Respawn has to give people compensation, but that's what their people are going to expect. They're going to be like, well, I want a free skin or something, or they're going to have to dish out a free skin, like just for damage control. Like either way, I feel like just because you're like, they're now that they were being reactive instead of proactive, it ends up hurting them in the long run anyway. So I don't know. I just feel like we've gone too far. We've come too far for especially a game that's already been out, that people have been playing, and people have been playing the the beta and all that stuff of this season, for it to not work day one.
Yeah, it's getting really annoying, the fact that every time a game is announced now, instead of getting really excited for it, like literally the first thing that comes out of your mouth is like, hope it's good, hope it works. Like, you just never know, man. I think the last game that I played that was just smooth from beginning to end was Miles Morales. I popped that in and it went smooth the whole way through. Yeah, each game so far that's come out, day one, all these patches come through and it's just nothing but apologies, and or they just slap the early access sticker on there, and I really feel like we got to get out of that era of like oh yeah, just put early access and we'll continue working on it. People will buy it, they'll buy it, and then we'll just promise them that it'll get better. Yeah, it'll get better, but by the time it gets better, like already the next thing is out.
I'm not worried. Like early access, that's up to the consumer at that point. Because now like I know going into it that I'm buying a game that is not complete. Like even if they do that, like and the developers decide to do that, that's on them. And I honestly don't go against that because I know to expect bugs. Like I know that I'm going into a game that is now incomplete. I'm choosing to pay to do that. So like that I'm fine with. I don't want a game that I'm expecting to be complete and it's not. Like that's worse to me than slapping an early access. Like if you would have told people, oh look, we're gonna do a stress test on season 8 of Apex, and it's gonna be a stress test. It's gonna be early access, right? Like it's already a free to play game, and you had a week of everyone attacking these servers at the same time. I wouldn't be upset because I'll be like, you know what, this is the early version of it. I'm only upset about this because this is the day that you're deciding to release it and it's supposed to work, and now I'm going into the game without it working. So that's my problem. Like early access doesn't bug me. Expecting to be able to play it day one when you had all this time to set up for this is what bothers
also
me.
Like do what I mean, like PUBG was still, I mean, I had fun with it. It is a little janky, people still love that game, a lot of people still play it, but they even had what was it called? It was like whenever you download PUBG, another app downloads with it, and I think it's like PUBG Flight or something like that, or no, test servers, something.
Yeah,
but
experimental.
Yeah. So you go in and they're like literally just like, hey, just to let you know, the game might not work, but we're testing out these, like, help us test these things so whenever we release it, everybody can enjoy it. Like, help us improve this game. So you go in there and then they would come up with the idea and they pop them up. So like I could see, like, why not Apex do that? Just be like, hey, season 9 flight test, like come check it out and give us some notes so we can figure it out.
The thing is though, people do play these seasons early. Like I know people were able to play the game early. I think the issue is that they don't ever prepare for the number of people that are going to
jump on at once.
Like,
yeah,
they never prepare for that. Like, and it always, to me, I feel like they get shocked by it, which is what I'm saying with Respawn. It's like, yeah, these are not working due to high volume, but like my thing is, so you tweeting that out is telling me you didn't expect to get the capacity you would, which is why, like, even if you did it by half of if you did it by like, you should be anticipating 100 million people are going to come back. Regardless of that number, if you ever hit that number or not, you should be prepared for that, because if 50 million comes back, you still have headroom. And I get that you have to pay for servers and stuff like that, but you're backed by EA. You're making a ton of money off this game that's free to play anyway. So do what it takes so that people can play the game seamlessly. Like we're supposed to be able to just 1 o'clock go in, maybe have minor hiccups, but the fact that we went all the way back to as if we had no other characters but the original characters in the game. And then when I'm able to pick a new character, it swaps me back to an old character in the game. Like, come on, dude. Like, what are we doing? Like, I would have honestly even preferred if they shut down the servers for a day and they were like, you know what? It's Tuesday. We're going to close this off completely. And if you got it's just going to be a day. It's going to be a patch note day. We're going to fix this patch. So by Wednesday, you guys know you can play. I would have been even happier with that than expecting to be able to play on Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah. Any more? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that it's trivia time, boys. It's trivia time.
Oh, trivia time.
We get ready to do this. Okay, you ready?
Oh,
yeah.
Super.
Oh wait, it's a new month. It's a new month. Let's get it. All right.
Clean slate, baby.
Coming back.
Slate. Okay.
Coming back.
all of these. There's only 5 this time around, but they're all super easy. I think personally. Okay, remember the rules.
If you don't have, Yendi, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Look at the camera.
Okay.
At the camera.
Oh.
If you don't have one Star Wars question in this quiz,
you know what? Number six was gonna be Star Wars, but I didn't have time to write it down. I made these up last minute.
It's all right.
I know.
All right, we'll forgive him. Maybe next year. All right,
maybe next year. Okay.
Next year it'll be on a Wednesday.
Oh yeah, it will be on a Wednesday. Well,
special edition show. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Remember the rules. I asked a question.
Raise your hand.
Wait for me to finish it, and then raise your hand. All right. So, question number 1. Where the heck did it go? My stuff. Okay, here it is. Okay, question number 1. The following quote/meme is from what popular Nintendo game? Do a barrel roll. I didn't see you who. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You're
gonna give it to me, right? Come on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Bro, what? You can read.
It looked like it was dead even.
It looked
like it was dead even to me. Yeah.
Go ahead, C-Rod. You got it.
Go ahead.
All right, Star Fox.
Incorrect. I'm just kidding. You got it.
Oh, what was I about to say? I was like, I'm gonna. On my screen, legit, I mean, I might have to check it back, but on my screen, I went up and then Alan went up. So I didn't see it
Okay, question number 2. The Master Trials and the Champion's Ballad are DLCs for which game? Chris?
Breath of the Wild.
Yes, sir.
I played both of those,
shit.
and that's when Link gets his little motorcycle.
What you got there, spaghetti? What you got there, Alan? Spaghetti? Was that angel hair?
No, it's
She think?
what you call it? It's an incense.
Yeah, I always carry around my angel hair.
My angel hair.
Question number 3. Scuff Gaming is known for its unique and customizable console controllers. In December of 2019, this company decided to acquire Scuff.
Oh, we just talked about that too.
Chris?
Sony?
No. Al?
It was Microsoft.
Nope.
Oh, it's too late.
Chris?
Logitech?
Nope.
Okay.
We talked about.
We did.
Let me go. We did.
I'm thinking Sony because they came out with their own Sony made that. No. Oh, they came out with the Vantage. That was a PlayStation thing. This company acquired them. You said.
In 2019, December 2019.
Bro,
I remember we one more guess, and then I'm gonna save it for another time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
Do you have one more guess or no?
I'm gonna say Razer.
Nope.
Oh, that's a good one.
Chris?
We talked about it. Don't save it because I'm gonna look it up after.
Oh shoot, dude!
You don't know what I'm gonna bring it up.
I won't forget.
Read it one more time for me, okay? Maybe it'll just draw. I'm just saying, maybe
Scuff Gaming is known for its unique and customizable console controllers. In December of 2019, this company decided to acquire Scuff.
GameStop.
No. All right, I'm saving that one. I'm gonna save it. All right. Moving on. Question number 4. Aside from water, fire, and grass, name 5 Pokemon types. Chris?
Wait, what did you say? Water, fire, the basic elements. All right, you got
Yep.
poison, ghost,
Okay.
fairy,
All right.
dragon,
Okay.
and electric.
Okay. Boom. There you go. I was ready for you to make one up. I was like, bah! Okay. Last question. And you got to really think about this one now because it's kind of tricky. In order of appearance, name our last LPF guest. Our last 4 LPF guests.
Our last 4 in order?
In order of appearance. Alan?
You got this, Alan.
Okay. We had Charles first. Was our first guest.
Remember, he said it's tricky. I'm gonna help you out right there. I see the look in it. Look at his eyes, bro.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I know Charles was our first and our last guest, right? I want to, but I'm not. But wait, hold on. Let me keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
Charles, Orlon. Oh, wait. If it's tricky, is it Charles?
There you go.
Orlon.
Yeah.
Astronomo.
Yeah.
That's 4.
Wait.
Incorrect.
Really?
The question was, in order of appearance, name our last 4 LPF guests.
Our last 4 LPF guests in order of appearance.
Oh, okay, so it's going backwards then, I think.
Chris, you want to take a shot?
I guess. All right, so Astronomo. Wait, was Astronomo our last guy? Yeah. Astronomo, Orlon, Charles, my wife is somewhere in there. I don't know.
No.
Okay.
You're both. The order is Charles, Orlon, Charles, Astronomo.
Yeah. See, I knew Charles.
I thought Charles was back to back. I don't know why I thought Charles was back to back. You're right. Yeah.
I thought he was back to back too.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
dang, that was an easy one too. But whenever Alan said, "Oh, it's probably going backwards," I was like, "Okay, then backwards I go."
Even still, you had it wrong.
Yeah, I know.
But we had Charles. But no, we had Charles on board. We had Charles was our last guest.
Astronomo was.
Yeah, we haven't had any guests in a while, bro.
Yep.
Speaking of which,
have a guest in a week or 2.
Yeah, and then if you also want to be a guest on our show, shoot us an email.
Shoot us the shot. Shoot your shot.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, as you guys witnessed that clean sweep there of greatness, we're gonna.
You've had the lead in the first months before, and remember what happened.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna hold on to it. And I'm not gonna look up that scalp question.
I am.
You can look it up. You don't know when I'm gonna bring it back though.
Yes, I do.
So going on to our first story of the night. We're a little short on story. We're probably gonna hit the topics pretty early tonight. But Sunset Overdrive. Apparently, the trademark was. How can I explain this? Basically, Sony applied for a trademark for Sunset Overdrive. I guess that's how you can say it. So the article is from Game Informer by Leanna Rupert. It says, when Insomniac Games first unleashed the chaotic parody that is Sunset Overdrive, it was an Xbox One exclusive. The vibrantly colored energy drink fold open world experience deserved a lot more love than it got. But now it looks like it could finally be making its way over onto PlayStation platforms due to a recent trademark seemingly filed by Sony, which makes sense given the PlayStation company owns the studio that created this game in the first place. What did you guys think? I don't have a lot on Sunset Overdrive. Whenever I got my Xbox One, this was a game that was heavily recommended to me, and I just never picked it up. I don't know if it's on Game. It probably is on Game Pass. I'll give it a shot, or if it's gonna be a PlayStation Plus game, then I'll play it on my PS5 for sure, with on my TV. But what do you guys think about this? Like, what do you think we're gonna get? A lot of people think we're gonna get another Sunset Overdrive 2. did it get enough traction for it to be able to have a second game, or is this like a cult classic? Yendi or Alan, whoever wants to.
First, I think the reason that it was a game that was recommended to you was because it was one of the only and very few Xbox exclusive games at the time. So it was supposed to be a console seller, but it didn't really do that well commercially. But it was. I think it became a cult classic after a while. I did play some of it. It was fun. It reminded me a lot. I don't know why, but it reminded me a lot of Jet Set Radio for some reason. You know, I did like the world and the gameplay, but something about it just didn't grip me, and I stopped playing after a while. But I could never pinpoint what it was. But I mean, the colors were nice. The world was cool. The story seemed okay. As far as Sony having this, I could totally see this being an exclusive, seeing that they own Insomniac and all that. And I don't know, was Insomniac owned by Sony back then when they released Sunset Overdrive?
It's one of those weird games because like this is legit the only game that Insomniac came out with that has not been on PlayStation. I forgot what the like exact dynamic was behind why they I think they were in like a negotiation period of like a re-sign or something like that, and then they made this quick game for Xbox and then went back to Sony. I'm not sure if that's like the exact things that happened, but if you look at their whole their whole catalog is PlayStation, but this one game.
So I'm assuming they had this game in production well before they were bought by Sony. Or someone's gonna have to correct me here and figure out when they were bought. But I know Xbox came out in, was it 2011? Was that the Xbox came out? 2013. I don't even know anymore. But I'm assuming they had contract negotiation with Insomniac before then to release a game with the Xbox One launch. But anyways, for this possible trademark, I do think it's going to be Sunset Overdrive 2. I think it's going to be a bigger game, and it will be exclusive to Sony. Hopefully, it's just a timed exclusivity deal, 3 to 6 months, or maybe up to a year. As much as the exclusive games suck nowadays, it's Sony. They're gonna do it anyways. They don't care. Sony's the last.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will in this one. If it was an Xbox exclusive, I mean, I get it. If it was, it's kind of like the Bethesda deal, right? Like I mean, I know a lot of people think that Skyrim and stuff will be like, oh my god, Xbox is gonna have a Skyrim exclusive. Like, at that point, I don't think it. Like, you're hurting that company in general. I don't think it can go. I don't think it can happen. Like, you can't take a game that's been. I get it. It was an Xbox exclusive, but for you to take it and then be like, oh, now it's a Sony exclusive, it just doesn't work out that way. You're gonna lose money. You're gonna lose. A lot more fans are gonna be mad because one, not everybody had an Xbox One and a PS4, right? So your Xbox fans are you have a group on Xbox that are already, are fans, and they're going to want to buy the game. So why block that from them? It's because they're going to have to get their PlayStation players on board, because a lot of people on PlayStation don't know anything about the game. And that's why they're going to try to, the rumor is that they're going to try to put it on consoles.
Here's the counter.
Adding on to that to that, I don't think it's a big enough franchise for Sony to even care about making it exclusive. Yeah. Obviously, I'm contradicting what I said. I still do think it will be, but after having heard what you said, I do think it would be better for Sony and more beneficial to allow it to be on the Xbox. So because of the fan base already there. So yeah, that makes complete sense to me. So yeah, Alan.
The counter to it is this. So I don't think that this is why I don't think it's going to be a sequel. I do think they will develop a sequel based on, I think this is going to be the introduction of Sunset Overdrive 1 to PlayStation. I think you release that first and see what happens as far as if it's even a project you want to make a part 2 of. I think Sony and having these, like, the reason why we have exclusives is to push consoles. The thing about it is Sony's going to try to have as many exclusive games so that you can buy the console itself. Go ahead, Yen.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense, because why are you filing a trademark for a game that's already been trademarked?
Yeah, but I think they still have to do it for PlayStation though. Like they still have to I'm saying it might be like a remaster. Even if they add like one separate thing, it could be like Sunset Overdrive 1.5.
I don't think it'll be
Yeah,
a rematch because in the article, it does say it's being revamped, right? To be able to play. I think like what you're saying, I think they're just kind of opening the doors a little bit, like what you said, Alan, to see if making a second one is an option. Like, hey, let's bring this back and put it in the spotlight for a little bit. Let's see who picks this up, and let's see if these guys actually want a second game, and is it worth putting in the money for another game?
Or you do.
What exactly are they trademarking? Are they trademarking the name, which it's already, unless the trademark expired? I don't think it has.
I don't know how it works. I'm not even gonna act like I know how that works, but I would assume that there's no way that they would release this like a part 2 without having the first one. So either it'd be a collection package where it's both games, or like, you know what I mean? But Sony's objective is always going to be to get as many exclusives as they want.
Oh, wait, hold on. So more in the article. It says the trademark is for the single phrase Sunset Overdrive, which some are connecting with an earlier leak that seemed to point a remastered edition coming to PlayStation consoles.
See? So that's what I'm saying. So they're doing that in order to let's release this remaster for PlayStation. That way people can play it, and let's see if there's enough hype around it to make a part 2. I think part 2 might already be in development, honestly, but I think this is going to be their guideline of going, hey, do we have enough of a fan base on PlayStation, or players who have PlayStations now that are willing to play a part 2 of this game? And I think the reason why I also don't think, to your other point of Bethesda, is that you're trying to drive people to Xbox. Main goal right now is to get people to get Game Pass. And the best way to do that is if you have it exclusive. They want to push as many consoles, like they have to sell their consoles and they have to sell their subscriptions. So if you can only get Bethesda games on Game Pass, then you're driving up the sales. It might hurt your overall, like how it looks overall, and people might be upset, but the Xbox's main goals is to push Xbox products. So when you spend $7 billion on a company, you want to push as much Xbox products as you can, opposed to going, hey, we're going to release this on PlayStation also. But this is why I said what I said from the beginning, is that Xbox wants to have Game Pass on other consoles so that they can be like, hey guys, it's not on us that we have Bethesda games. If your console allows you to have Game Pass, you can. It's not on us. So that's how they're going to look at it.
See, I don't think, but I mean, like I understand they'll have Bethesda exclusives, but I'm just thinking along the lines of like Skyrim and like all those the games that have been out on every platform. I feel like they would continue to do that. I don't think I don't think you would buy a company and take a game that's been on every console for years, even on the Switch, right? And then just say like, hey, this one is an Xbox exclusive now. You can't. They're blocking out literally everybody else except for Xbox fans, and where you can get Game Pass. But I feel like you lose a way more money. So why not start a new game? So maybe like if they decided to, I think they said they weren't going to do it, but what is it, the space one that they're supposed to be making. Starfield. Yeah. So I think they said that was going to continue to be everywhere, but if they decided to and make it on Xbox exclusive, they could continue to make that an Xbox exclusive.
I don't think they said if their exclusivity on that yet, but
no.
Yeah, but like I was saying, the thing is, you're in, regardless of how it looks, they're still in a competition. People buy Nintendo products because Nintendo if you could play Pokemon, Mario, and all those games anywhere else, you would not get a Switch. A Switch would be completely obsolete because you have no reason to get that console because it's not as powerful as the other consoles.
Yeah, but it started off that way. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to like.
It doesn't, but like what I'm saying, that's what drives those like people make those purchases of companies so that you're trying to drive your product. Like you want Xbox to show up as many places as possible and a way to help you. I'm not saying like it's set in stone that they would do it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you spend $7 billion to put it on other people's console. even though those are your direct competitors, when you have a fail-safe of going, I'm going to make this exclusive to Game Pass. If I'm Microsoft, that's what I would say. I'm not going to say it's an exclusive to Microsoft. I'm going to say this is an exclusive to Game Pass. And if you want to play these games, allow your company to get Game Pass on their console, and then you can play it also. And I think that's how they're going to save face from fans. It's going to be like, we didn't say it's exclusive to Xbox, it's exclusive to Game Pass, and we want Game Pass on other consoles. So I think that's how they work around that. But
any other thoughts, Andy, on that?
No, I'm keeping a Game Pass timer or counter. Every time Alan or me or you say Game Pass, I'm gonna put it down. Any guesses as to what we're up to right now?
Oh shoot,
we're at like 20 at least.
No,
40.
Just
10.
No,
10.
Lower.
10.
Lower or higher?
We're not that high. We're not that high.
Okay.
At, 7. We're at 7.
Tell you what, if somebody in the if any last placers want to count how many times we actually go on a rant about Game Pass for the end of the year, let us know and just send it over.
I'll make a collage video.
Game Pass.
Right.
All right, moving on to our next story. This one was crazy. This happened yesterday. So Sony announces partnership with Discord. This article also comes from Game Informer by Jason Gueso.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure. It's close to that.
Jason Derulo.
Wow.
So the article says, just a few weeks ago, a buzzing report started that Microsoft was conducting a $10 billion acquisition talk with Discord. However, the situation came to a sudden close, with Discord reportedly ending all acquisition talks with outside parties, which means somebody in Discord walked outside and somebody with a Sony hoodie was out there and said, "Hey man, come on over here real quick. Let me talk to you." All right. Where was it? Dang, I lost my... Okay, so today a surprise announcement from Sony president and CEO Jim Ryan reveals that Discord has indeed forged a partnership. So they weren't in talks. It says they forged a partnership. Beginning early next year, Discord's widely used communication service will be integrated into the PlayStation social experience, which PlayStation needs. I do wish Discord could be on all platforms. I wish all these companies would just be like, just put the Discord app on there and let's just use that, because Discord has figured it out. Everybody loves Discord if you get to use it. All right. So, Alan, what do you think about this situation? And did you think, like, in my thought, whenever I read this, I feel like they already knew that they were going to partner with Sony, and they went to they went to Xbox themselves, and I feel like they wanted to see how much Xbox would give them before actually finishing partnering with Sony. So what are your thoughts on it?
So this goes back to when we had the initial conversation. We thought the whole rumor was, and we all mentioned some really good points, and I think you mentioned this was Discord seeing. This was Discord seeing their value, actually. And I think Microsoft basically gave Discord their value, and then Discord was like, you know what? If you think we're worth that much, then we could probably do this ourselves. And if you remember that episode also, I said that I wish Sony were the ones trying to buy Discord. And because they need it the most. I think this is great for Discord, because Discord can still do their independent stuff. I think they can honestly make other people pay for their service. So like, even if and this opens up room, like, so now that they're not tied to just Microsoft, if they would have been bought out and took the $10 billion, but now they can make these little contracts and little minority stakes to where even Microsoft can still buy a portion of Discord and have it integrated into their thing, and so can Nintendo. So like, this gives Discord the most opportunity to make the most money, because now you're just opening your eyes to everyone. And Xbox actually does have like a slight integration with Discord. Like, you can put your get your gamer tag in there and stuff like that. But this is great for Sony, because Sony was in dire need of a revamp of chat and all that stuff. I really hope they just take the Sony chat, throw it away, and literally just put Discord on there. Like, because if any company needed it, it was them because honestly, Xbox Live it's great on PC. Like I don't have a problem when I play crossplay with friends on connecting with them and talking to them. Like I don't have an issue with that at all. They also have looking for groups and stuff like that. So them like Xbox I think has always been fine with their party chat system and their integrations on all that stuff. But Sony like it is a headache. Like if you sometimes you got to try to talk on the phone, that doesn't work. Or like if you want to try to get the app on your PC, that doesn't work. Like it's the worst. So them integrating with Discord is the best fix that they could possibly do for that, and they can make some money as Discord continues to climb up.
Partner with Nintendo on the side too, because the Nintendo
everyone.
Nintendo,
but Nintendo's too stubborn. They don't care.
Yeah, you can't talk online to anybody. Go ahead.
The Monster Hunter one is actually good though. The Monster Hunter chat is actually not.
It's in the game.
Bad.
It's in game.
Yeah, it's in game. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
So, Alan, you said something there that made me wonder something. Do you think that Discord's future is and will be mostly funded by licensing deals to companies like Microsoft and Sony and maybe Nintendo? Like they'll license out their software. Like, hey, you can use Discord on your console for this amount of years, but you got to give me this amount of money, or provide some kind of advertising / revenue, not necessarily licensing. You can have the software, but you just gotta advertise it somehow, or what do they call it? Revenue sharing. There you go.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think so because I think Discord had. I think more honestly, it might be a surprising number to even us have Discord Nitro. I'm not sure what that number is, but again, clearly Discord has enough of a fan base or enough of a revenue stream or a potential revenue stream that Microsoft was literally willing to give them $10 billion, which is more than they paid for a video game company. So like, I think they see the potential, and then Discord is like, well, if you guys really think we're worth that much, there's something we're not seeing or something we do see. We just needed a number on it. But I think but this deal is different because it's actually a minority stake. So this is not like they're going to be working with Sony as far as like into the near future. They're not going to have like Sony's not going to have any like they can't like make a decision for Discord, but they can be in the room to talk to what Discord does next because they own X amount of whatever it is. So I think
they're on the board.
They're on the board. Public. Yeah, exactly. But again, it's not they don't own like they're still Discord's still going to be Discord and have like the power to say yes and no and stuff like that.
So when and if Discord does go public, then Sony will indeed have power over those decisions.
Yes,
so
they
can say, we don't want you on Microsoft, we don't want you on Xbox.
But they'll still be it's still a minority. They still won't have the most like those board meetings.
I guess it depends on who else is on the board, but
the board. But Discord's going to have their talk about what happens, like, especially now as they're still private, like Sony will be in those talking rooms, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be Discord who can make the choice what they do next. Like even if they want to, like a majority owner of Discord right now could be like, I want to sell my like a stake to Microsoft, and Sony can't stop that. Like, you know what I mean? It's not, they can say, I don't want you to do that, but at the end of the day, Discord is still a majority of Discord.
So I have two more thoughts, and then Chris can say. So one, I also think this is good for PlayStation. They have needed it. Last time I played a PlayStation console was PS4, and yeah. First of all, the UI sucks. I hate the media bar. I hate it. It's it's all right.
Wait until you get a PS5, Yandy.
It sucks booty hole. Okay.
Wait until you get a PS5, bro.
I'm glad that they're somehow, hopefully, going to integrate Discord. Hopefully, it's not in a stupid ass way or just like one feature. Hopefully, it's like a nearly full integration. So good for them. Good for the PlayStation fans. And then I had another question that I thought about while we were talking. While Alan was talking about this, I wonder if that $10 billion number that we kept hearing about was just a very, very preliminary number being thrown around, and that was not in fact at all close to what Microsoft actually offered, and in turn which is why they accepted a deal with Sony, who probably actually did give them an okay number, and they said yes to. So maybe it was never 10 billion to begin with, because in the end, it was always a rumor. There was never anything that was set in stone. Nothing official ever sent out, as far as I'm aware. So that $10 billion could have been just a made up number from that leaker or rumor. So maybe, yeah, maybe they're not valued at 10 billion at all.
What I hope comes from this is that there are a group of guys I play with on Call of Duty, and they play on PlayStation. And we used to, before PCs were a little bit more expensive to build, I was one of the only people that used Discord with whenever I played with randoms, and stuff like that. The rest I would have to use PlayStation Party, and I always hated it. It never sounded clear. If my game, like if we were trying to get serious and we were playing League play or something like that, we're trying to rank up, and lag would happen. It would also happen in the chat. Like, it was the worst thing. It would kick me out of the game and kick me out of the chat at the same time. Like, everything would go wrong. I'm hoping with Discord is that, like, you can join on my friend can join on their PlayStation instead of one of my friends uses he wears a headset and then he has to wear earbuds because he listens to Discord on his phone and uses his phone, right? And I kind of hope in the future that they're able to, when this goes through, that they're able to join on their PlayStation and I can talk to them while I'm on my PC and playing games together. That's what I'm hoping will happen, and it'll all come together. Xbox kind of already did that with the party chat. Like, I can jump into Xbox party chat on my PC, which, like, that's what we want. Like, you want to be, we're in a time now where we just want everything to connect. We all like we all like all consoles, right? But some of us like certain consoles and we just want to play with other friends. Like, back in the day, you used to get a console that all your friends had so you could play together. We just want to get our own, like, if I like an Xbox, get an Xbox. And if you like PlayStation, get a PlayStation. But I want to be able to play with my friends still and talk to my friend. So that's what it is, man. It's all about connectivity. And I hope it goes into that way. I know it's going to be a business ploy and there's going to be some battles and stuff like that. But I hope in the end, Discord will be able to bridge everybody more together now that we're seeing crossplay a lot more.
Yeah. And it's usually Sony that pushes back on crossplay.
Yeah.
All the other companies are all about it, and Sony's just, we don't really want to do that. And it's like, come on, y'all. Like, just let everyone play. Like, people are more inclined to get your console if you're allowed to play with other people. That's why Modern Warfare did so well, because of crossplay.
Yeah.
Like, you could play with everyone. So it wasn't, I feel like it's a benefit for sure.
Yeah. Moving on to our last story of the night. The Witcher 3 director resigns from CD Projekt Red following workplace allegations. CD Projekt Red seems like they are on the ground, right? And a whole bunch of people are going up and just kicking CD Projekt Red in the stomach one at a time. They're just stomping on it, everything. They're going through everything. I can't pronounce this guy's name, but his first name is Conrad. So it says Conrad has officially resigned after several months of internal investigation regarding bullying, also referred to as mobbing. Conrad was found not guilty of the allegations against him. The ruling was revealed via an in-house email obtained by Bloomberg, where the director stated he was leaving the company. Nonetheless, a lot of people are feeling fear, stress, or discomfort when working with me, he said. The letter also contained an apology to the team for the bad blood involved and announced his departure. So the reason why this is hitting so hard with everybody is that I guess there was another Witcher project confirmed, right, from CD Projekt Red. It says it is reported that Conrad was originally slated to lead the creative charge. That will no longer be the case, making it another decision the company must face, one of the many when venturing into the future. So on top of, while they're trying to fix Cyberpunk, they have to find another director to do The Witcher, because they know if they mess up The Witcher, that this company is going to go under. Like, they're not doing well, man. And it sucks that it's happening back to back to back. They seem like they can't catch a break. But Yendi, what are your thoughts on this?
Oh, well, just from skimming the article, it sounds like this guy's a complete tool, douchebag. If people were scared of working with him, and they felt bullied and stressed. Like that's definitely not a good work environment. And other things have come to light about CD Projekt Red and their management and how crunch is a big
Yeah.
deal in there, but they try to hide it, even though
Every company, I mean, it's
yeah.
unfortunately it is out there, and a lot of a lot of companies are trying to hide it. Just like whenever in the NFL and stuff, when cheating goes around, as soon as one person gets caught, they bag on that one person, but everybody else is doing it too.
Except Respawn. Respawn's really good about it. From the surface, they don't crunch their developers, which is why their stream of content isn't as steady as something like freaking Call of Duty or whatever other games there are.
Maybe
have constant updates.
So then maybe Valve is doing the same thing, and we'll get a Portal 3, and it's just been taking its
They've
time.
been on they've been taking a break from the last game.
It's been taking its time, Alan. It's coming.
Valve is making way too much money. They're like, you know what? Why even stress our workers? We already have our cash cow. Like, we don't need anything else.
Yeah. So to this, I say good riddance. If this guy was truly as he's been being portrayed in this article, they need to really go into that management and weed out the bad apples, man.
They gotta start over, man. It's not good.
Yeah. They were the most loved video game company when The Witcher came out. Like, they could do no wrong whatsoever. But just slowly, so many things are coming to light, showing their true colors, and it's just kind of disappointing to see, because I loved opening that Witcher 3 case and seeing that personal letter. It wasn't to me, but it was nice to see a developer talking to me through that little card, saying, "Hey, thank you for purchasing. We made a great deal of this game and time and all that." But here they are, slowly falling. They're at the top, and it just goes to show you really got to be careful with what you say and do, and make sure you keep your promises, and don't try to stiff the old generation players like they did with Cyberpunk. But this already, though, has me questioning the next Witcher game. Like, I will probably not pre-order it this time, seeing how big of a mess Cyberpunk was, and I'm just gonna be very cautious about dealing with them from now on. They could always prove to go back to their old ways and be the great company that everybody loved, but now, man, I don't know. Like, I question everything with them. So
I honestly don't see the next Witcher coming out.
Oh no, that's coming out.
No, if it's not in development yet, I think if it does come out, it's gonna be way for I think I'm gonna say next gen console.
Listen, there's no way a Witcher game
or
does
towards
not come
the
out
end of this gen.
Yeah, there's no way that they don't come out with the Witcher game with next at least 6 years.
Okay, well, do you think CD Projekt Red would still have it, or you think they'll sell?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, as much all this is terrible in the way that but honestly, for them to get all of it out now after it sucks because everything is back to back to back, and but now that you're getting it all out of the way, people in two as much as this sucks, people in 2 years are not going to be like, oh, that guy left because he was bullying. And that's just a natural case that people do naturally. It's not even like they're doing it on purpose, but people you get overwhelmed with so much content. A year from now, you don't even remember things of that you're just going to see Witcher and you're going to be like, oh, Witcher 4, I'm ready. A lot of the problems is that I feel what happens is for CD Projekt Red, for instance, Cyberpunk, as awful as that game was, as it came out, as many refunds as they did, that's still CD Projekt Red's highest selling game of all time. As bad as that was, that, and it's only, and remember, that game came out in November.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4 months. Witcher's been out, won all these awards, won all this stuff. That game did a bunch of, we knew about crunch. We knew about all the bad handlings and that. People knew about it, and that game is still their highest sold game of all time. So we do, and I'm not trying to criticize people saying they don't care about stuff like that, because you do, but it normally with gaming in general, it usually doesn't affect how people if they're going to buy the game. This director not being the director of Witcher 4 is not going to stop people from buying Witcher.
See, that's the weird thing too, because I know in the past, I forgot what game was there was people literally telling everybody hey, don't buy it. They crunched the employees and everything. It was a really bad space. Don't buy this game. Don't do it. And then like I was listening to another podcast, and it was like it's like as much as I don't want to like I don't want to buy the game because I know I don't support that, but also like if I don't buy this, like does that mean their work was for nothing? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like at the same time, it's just kind of like one of those. Yeah, man, that's a weird.
The thing is, though, we like if you really cared, if the developers like the thing is, the problem is enough people don't care about it, and that's what happens. So if enough people did care, then you wouldn't buy the game, and like like the crunch would then help them in the future. It might not help them in the thing, but because the way that companies are ran, if you don't even get that game, you're kind of hurting that developer from getting another job or something like that. Because if that game doesn't do well, then they probably won't make a part 2.
Yeah.
So it kind of always works for the top of the company because things like that can always happen. So like I said, this guy, shame on him. He should be out. And and the damage is already done with most of those cases. Once press like that comes out, like even if let's say he was innocent and we're looking at it from the other side, like once a story like that comes out, you're done. Like especially in today's day and age, because information is released so quickly and people usually don't care if they actually have facts. But like as soon as you go, this guy was bullying, boom. Like, you know what I mean? The bad press is enough to wipe that guy's career away. And like I said, this is not saying, oh, what he did was right or, giving him a pass, but we would never know the full story. Like, you know what I mean? So
I mean, to be honest, maybe there is more to the story, and he probably tried to be like, let me look like the good guy and be like, hey, these guys are afraid to work with me, so I'm gonna leave. Instead of like, oh no, let's dig let's dig deeper and see what's really going on.
So with like CD Projekt Red, like the good like the thing that's benefiting them is that this is all happening in at once, and then they're gonna learn. I mean, what they've been releasing is saying we're gonna learn what happened with Cyberpunk, and we're going to grow from that. And hopefully they can do that because, like Yendi said, they're a great company, and they gave Witcher 3, which is one of my favorite games of all time. So, I mean, I hope that they can figure it all out and deliver whatever game they want to come out with next, to their full potential.
Yendi, what do you think? Oh, you already said
what
you thought, right?
I bought a micro USB to HDMI cable so I can use my camera. And it turns out I needed a cam link. So thanks, Witcher.
Oh, actually, Yendi, we'll talk.
What?
We'll talk off stream about that, okay? But I don't know why he did what he just did.
I know, right? I'm like, wait, what just happened?
Well, you were asking me what I was thinking, so that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I'm so pissed. Here I go. I bought this damn micro HDMI.
Oh my god! Just get the thing. Elgato has a thing where you can use your phone.
Your phone? Oh, I looked at the cam link. Oh, I'll just buy a cam link. No, this motherfucker's $115. Oh, fuck you then.
All
right. Anyway, that'll do it for our stories. Moving on to our topic. Since it's May the 4th, we know you gotta keep it Star Wars related, baby. We got the shirt. Show off your shirts, boys.
Yendi doesn't have a Star Wars shirt.
Iron Banner, baby. Iron Banner. Let's go.
All right, that works too. All right.
That does not work.
Close enough.
All right. So I have 3 questions here that I'm gonna go through. All right. Did you guys want to do it like round robin? I asked you guys both the first question, or do you want to do all 3 at once?
Look, man. Before we start this, all my answers are gonna be short.
That's fine.
I am a fairly new Star Wars fan. I like the series, but I've not consumed as much as you guys have. So
I'm not gonna make mine's gonna be quick. I promise.
So yeah,
that's a bold-faced lie. Huh? That's all right. So we'll go ahead and start off. All right. My first question is, what is your favorite Star Wars game? We'll go ahead and start with Alan.
All right, so like I said, I'm gonna make this quick. But my favorite Star Wars game is Knights of the Old Republic, the OG, not the MMO. It's BioWare's like.
I haven't even tried the MMO. Have you played it at all?
Yes, I have. It's not bad, but it kind of got bad.
It's weird. I heard it got really weird.
Yeah, they made it free to play, and then after they made it free to play, it wasn't like actually free to play because you still needed to like buy the game if you wanted to have rest points and all that. It was a debacle. But OG Knights of the Old Republic for the Xbox, my favorite game. The only thing that I would have changed about that game is if I could have the same exact game, but the combat system be Force Unleashed. That would be my perfect Star Wars game. Yeah. Yeah. So that's my favorite Star Wars game.
Yes, that would be dope. I mean, there is a rumor of the remake happening. I think we talked about it in one of our shows, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was big news. I am praying. I hope E3. If I don't get, I mean, because Alan's gonna shake his head as soon as I say it. If I don't get Beyond Good and Evil 2, shut up, Alan. Give me Knights of the Old Republic. Tell me it's getting remastered so we can play it. I recently played it last year. I got bored and I actually put it on my MacBook and I was playing at work.
Game's great.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's a lot of fun. Yendi, what is your favorite Star Wars game? If you've played any.
I think I have two. I think the only two I've ever played. Actually, no, wait, no. I have played a lot on the original Xbox, or was that Xbox 360? Man, I don't know. Anyways, but the one I remember the most is Battlefront. That was just pure fun, and that was me going into the game without having seen the movies yet. So I didn't know anything about the characters, who I was playing, but it's just, man, it was so much fun shooting those pew pews, man, and just running around. And also Fallen Order was a really great game too.
Dude, that game, I gotta play it on the PS5 because they upgraded the frames per second and everything like that, and I heard it looks crazy.
What did you play it on? You played it on PC first?
No, I played it on my PS4. I had a PS4 Pro whenever it came out.
Oh man,
yeah,
so I'm missing out.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play it on my PS5 with my big TV and go through it that way.
Yeah.
But that game,
I don't know who made that game.
I played that on PC, which is the best place to play any game. Don't be one of those people, Chris.
Amen.
And use mouse and keyboard. But anyways, it was fun, great. I loved everything about it. And I actually finished it. So
my idea on gaming is the only reason I got a PS4 or PS5 is to play the Sony exclusives and stuff on a big TV. As soon as I got my PS5, I got a 120 hertz TV that was on sale and put it up. So I put all the big games on that. And I just want to sit on my couch. I'm not streaming it. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to keep streaming multiplayer games, and then I'm going to take time for myself and enjoy that piece of content for me. But my favorite Star Wars games, I mean, like it is, I'm trying to avoid Knights of the Old Republic. I want to say something different. That's hard though. I do like the Jedi Academy game. They recently released them on not recently, but last year they did it on Switch. And as a kid, I played the crap out of. I think I still have it in a drawer with my N64. But the pod the racing, the pod racing. Because whenever I was when I was little, Phantom Menace was my first Star Wars film. I didn't know about the prequels or anything. I had to get into the Star Wars universe all by myself. My parents didn't like it. My dad, I think, found the VHS at a yard sale or something like that and brought it home. And I remember just watching that movie over and over and over again. And then I always liked the race scene. That race scene, it was my favorite. And whenever the game came out, he got me the game and I played the crap out of that. So, yeah. Okay, so next question. What is your dream Star Wars game? So nothing that's in development, something that you would think is like would be dope, would be really cool to play and want to be created. Yendi, you can go first on this one.
I wrote this one down so I don't forget. I would like to see a Fallen Order, open world, Dark Souls type game where other players can invade you. Now, listen, I am not a Dark Souls or Demon Souls person, but I do like the atmosphere, and Bloodborne. I did play that one bit. But just using the Star Wars universe would mean so much more to me because I know more about that, surprisingly, than Dark Souls or Bloodborne or anything like that. And I think it would be so cool to see somebody else invade your world as like Darth Vader or
like an Inquisitor,
like an Inquisitor shows up. You gotta run for your life. Oh my god, open world. Hands down, yeah, that'd be a great experience, and it has to be difficult because you can get that feeling of satisfaction when you you fight somebody else and beat them, especially if it's an actual real person.
Jedi Fallen Order was decent. Like it got difficult at times.
Yeah.
Or if you had it up, you had to die. Like it made you work. It wasn't a hack and slash.
The one thing I really wish Fallen Order had more of was more open spaces.
Yeah,
I was hoping for a truly open world because it was such a pretty game, man, and I wanted to explore every corner of every section I was in, but it wasn't as linear as some games, but it also wasn't as open as I hoped it would be. So I would love a completely open world Star Wars game.
Alan, what about you?
I kind of said what my dream Star Wars game would be. It would be basically Knights of the Old Republic with Star Wars
with
Force Unleashed fighting, because the combat in Force Unleashed, to me, even though Fallen Order is a close second, but the power that you felt when your character was maxed out in Force Unleashed was everything I've ever wanted to feel as a Jedi. Like, I think that was by far the smoothness, the way that like the combos based. I would want a game that gave me the open world of Knights of the Old Republic, but the combat system of Force Unleashed. That'd be my perfect Star Wars game.
So I actually have two, right? I would like a story game on the Inquisitors to like learn more about them. I think like I wish we had more dark side playthroughs, I guess you could say. I know in Battlefront 2 when you start, you're in the Empire side, and that was pretty cool. Like I enjoyed that a lot, going in from like, oh wait, I'm doing this wrong, and joining the other side. But I wouldn't mind being the villain of like a whole game and going through like getting the origin story of that. But
Force Unleashed.
Yeah, Force Unleashed too. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, Force Unleashed was another one. But it's like, I don't know, man. Did they say that is canon or no?
Not now because Disney. But
yeah,
you were Darth Vader's apprentice.
Yeah, so. True. You were. I forgot about that. But I mean, still Inquisitors, and then another one without lightsabers. Because in the Star Wars universe, lightsaber like a Jedi and all that stuff was actually rare to see. We just get to see it because it's dealing with them. I would like a Han Solo game. Like I
Hell
think
yeah, I would play the heck out of that.
I know, right? Like like an Uncharted Han Solo like mix, bro. Oh, it'd be so cool.
Who would play Han Solo? Harrison Ford or the guy from the Han Solo movie? Which Han Solo would you like?
It'd have to be Harrison Ford.
I don't know, man. I didn't mind that guy.
I didn't mind Solo.
Let's be honest. It's a video game, right? Troy Baker is going to be on the track. They're going to put it.
But I mean, like what?
Yeah, but I would want
appearance.
I would want Harrison Ford, just like in the Indiana Jones game that comes out. We want Harrison. Like we want a Harrison Ford Indiana Jones game.
Yeah, well, we know we can count on him at least voicing.
Yeah, Indiana Jones. I mean that's fine voicing
He's
it.
Old now,
Yeah, so. Exactly. But yeah, Han Solo game would be so dope. Maybe even do, have Chewie in there and well, no, because it would have to be just Han Solo. Yeah, just him.
That'd be cool. I'd play the hell out of that for sure.
So cool. All right, and then the last thing is, what Star Wars story do you want to see next out of this universe? It could be future. Well, we'll go with future movies and shows. Yeah, Alan, go ahead. What story do you want them to tell? What story do you want to see that you think right now they're not going to touch?
So, I mean, with all the announcements, they actually have given me, I mean, when Disney did this last year, when they did their press thing, and they pretty much gave me a bunch of the stories I've always wanted. So, like, I would say the only thing they haven't given us is a Knights of the Old Republic, which is not confirmed yet. I know they're going to do High Republic stuff, but I would like a Knights of the Old Republic, which was supposed to be in works, and it was supposed to be done by the Game of Thrones writers, and then that fell apart. But Knights of the Old Republic is such a good story because we go way back to when the Republic is like fully starting and everything. All those stories.
Give me like the full war, bro. I want to see it all.
Yellow lightsabers. You get all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get Dark Marvin, which is like, and Revenant.
Dark
like,
Marvin?
Not Marvin.
He's from Mars.
So like you get a bunch of those. You get a bunch of the older Siths because back then, it's just two like it always is with the Sith, but they were like the main two trying to overthrow the Republic in a huge. And it's Knights of the Republic is a great story to tell, I think, and you can do multiple movies on it because, and we get to see a younger Yoda. But yeah, I think that'd be dope.
What about you, Yendi?
I don't have much to go off here, man. To be honest.
So keep in mind, it doesn't have to be anything that's like right now. It can be a whole nother. Because I was thinking like of another story, just adding in something they haven't told at all.
I would like to see a sequel to Solo. I really liked that movie for some reason. It was really unexpected. I would like to see that because I liked the actor, whoever it was. I liked him as Solo. I know a lot of people didn't. I would also like to see a movie with Cal. Now that he's canon, explore something with him. They can use the same actor. They look the same person.
I mean, apparently we're supposed to get another game, right? That was a rumor, or they didn't confirm it.
Oh, there has to be. There has to be.
Sure. But again, with like we talked about earlier, Respawn kind of takes their time. They don't really rush to make games. So
I mean, we'll see in a little bit because all today I've been seeing like 2 games were leaked today, but nobody knows what it was, and everybody's waiting for this leaker to put this crap up so we can talk about it.
The leak hasn't leaked yet?
Yeah, they said it's in there. It's like they said it's out there. Yeah. Leak. They're like sitting in front of the pipe and they're like, and they're watching it drip.
but yeah, honestly, man, I haven't become a newer Star Wars fan. I really enjoyed all the movies, with the exception of the older ones. But I sat through them because, you kind of have to get the whole experience to know what's really going on. But I had a fun time watching all the movies for sure. Especially what?
Can you elaborate on the older ones? What do you mean by that?
Like the ones made in the 80s and 70s and shit like that.
You can't sigh, Alan, bro. You can't do that to him. That's what gets rid of Star Wars fans. Everybody likes a different period. All right.
Yeah, my favorites are the new ones, the ones that everybody likes to be a hater on and jump on the hating bandwagon. They're not bad movies.
I couldn't hate any of them. I like everything they put out, and even the older ones. I used to be like, before I started really getting into films and stuff like that, I just didn't like the look of them. I had to watch them a couple times, like to be like, this is really good. Right? Yeah. I couldn't do a once over because the once over that I watched everything all together. I watched all the movies that were out. I'm like, okay. I still like episode 2. I like Attack of the Clones. That was my favorite for the longest time because of Jango Fett, and that was it.
For me, it's the like when these movies were released at the time. If I were to go watch them, it'd be the greatest thing ever. But now, to me personally, they're more like B movies. It's like the comedy's kind of meh. And it's just really, really cliche, the one-liners and all that stuff. Like they were fun movies. I just visually as well. I couldn't care more, couldn't care less for them. Not saying they were bad at all, but I do enjoy the newer ones more. They get me hyped every time I see a trailer. Being a newly found Star Wars fan, I get hyped every time. And these people who are expecting them to cater to their every whim, man, like shut the fuck up. Like it's a goddamn movie. It's not your universe. And then it's not your shit. Shut up.
It's not about listen. It's not about catering. The problem is that when you have a fan base, and I'm not saying that they deserve as much hate 8 does, but that's for a whole nother conversation. But I'm going to tell you what the problem is. The problem is when you don't have a continuous story, it's a big issue because when you go from 7 to 8, those are 2 completely different movies, like completely different movies. It doesn't even feel like you're in the same universe anymore. And then when you go from 8 to 9, they retract everything that happened in 8.
Yeah, so they get another chance later on whenever more movies come out.
It's just a trilogy. It's supposed to be the same.
I know, but it wasn't exactly. But the whole issue with the directors was a whole
listen. That's the whole point. The reason why these Marvel movies are successful is because there's one voice, one person's talking, and it's what you get to do what you want inside of the movie, but you have to reach this goal. And that's one of Star Wars' biggest issues right now, currently, is that they don't have this one voice. They have like 10 people talking. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau should be the only people who talk about Star Wars stories, period.
Well, Jon Favreau actually didn't he like he actually came out and said like, "Hey, I want to be I want to be the runner for this."
He needs to be
like he wants to be the only one to do it.
Yeah, he needs to be the Kevin Feige of it.
Yeah.
In a counter to what you said, Alan, if they keep the same people running the show, then you get another George Lucas thing, and you release the three most fucking boring movies I've ever seen in my entire life, which were what are those? The one before the new ones.
Prequels.
Those things were complete asshole. I'd rather watch paint dry, man. It was so fucking boring.
The prequels.
George is not. He's talking about 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, okay.
But George Lucas is not a good director or screenwriter. If you notice, 4, 5, and 6.
But you're never going to give anybody new their chance at doing new ideas.
Yes, you are. Like I said, Kevin Feige is the voice of Marvel. He doesn't take creative control, but he also goes, "This is not going to work when it's crap." Like the thing is, Lucas in 4, 5, and 6, which he didn't direct, which a lot of people don't know, that he gave the story idea, and then he had a group of people work with him to make that to put his thing into fruition, and which is why those movies work, because it's here's my idea, I need someone else to make this work, because George Lucas is a great mind for what Star Wars should be. He just cannot direct properly.
Tell it how to...
Like, you know what I mean? Because he just has this idea where it just goes off to too many things, which is what the problem is with 1, 2, and 3. We just go to too many places, and we don't ever stay right with the story, not to mention the acting, besides the couple of people in that movie.
I'm like, where the hell are we now?
Yeah, but like George went all over the place. And the thing is, Dave Filoni, who again, one of the brilliant Star Wars minds, he took what was a bad movie, Attack of the Clones, and made the Clone Wars story, which the Clone Wars is probably one of the best Star Wars we've ever gotten. And that is from and this is why I'm talking about, like, people, like, when you have direction in one voice in a like that, is he was in control of all of that. And if what people don't know is Ahsoka was actually a hated character. When Dave Filoni first announced Ahsoka, Star Wars fans were pissed. They were like, this doesn't make any sense. Why does Anakin have a Padawan? This is blah, 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 blah. And look at Ahsoka now. Like, he told everyone, trust me, I'm going to make this work. And he made it work. And now Ahsoka's getting her own show. Like,
yeah. And same thing with Boba Fett. I was on the Boba Fett bus for the longest time. I always loved bounty hunters. And I remember when I was younger, there, like, when my friends would ask me like who my favorite character was, and I said Boba Fett, there was people that picked on me. They're like, dude, the guy's on screen for like, he's only on screen for a few minutes. Like, why do you like him? And then, like I said, Attack of the Clones, the movie, I liked because of Jango Fett. I like seeing that, and I also played the bounty hunter game. Actually, you know what? I take my game back. Bounty hunter game is going to be my favorite. I played the crap out of that game. That game was very hard to maneuver through. But I do like that game a lot. But yeah, I love the bounty hunters and stuff like that. And people used to make fun of Boba Fett. And I knew that when Mandalorian came out, and spoilers, give it a second.
And then go.
All right. And when he shows up, right, I knew. And then they announced the show. I was like, everybody better shut your mouth. I don't want to hear, I'm a Boba Fett. Get out of here. I don't want to hear nothing.
So, yeah. But like I said, when you get the right people to do these things, you get the results you want from both fan bases. Like, you get people who are just like, because there's not a person I know who doesn't like the movie. I mean, just not. Old Star Wars fans, new Star Wars fans, everyone likes The Mandalorian.
I like everything. Like, Star Wars has become such a big part of my life, even to, even Bree had to talk me out of getting a tattoo today. I was going to go in and get my first one. And it was going to,
Star Wars tattoo.
Yeah, I'm getting a Star Wars tattoo also. And I do the fireworks show. Whenever I heard that I was going to be doing that show, I cried. Like, I freaked out because I'm like, holy crap, I'm working with the thing I love most as a kid. I grew up with it. I love even the ones that people hate. I know, like, they say like, oh, real fans give criticism and stuff. I will eat up anything they put out. Even that Star Wars Christmas special. I'm not gonna say it's fantastic,
no,
but I watched it. I'm just gonna say, I'm just saying, if it was like, hey, Chris, sit down and let's watch everything start, I'm gonna watch it. I'm just gonna watch it. All right.
Okay. I didn't say anything about watching it. That just was not good. Like, we can agree that was not good. Like, it was bad.
If people told me not to do it, bro, they were like, Chris, because I watched it recently. They're like, Chris, you really don't have to see this.
It's bad.
I was like, I feel like I have to. I feel like this is a moment in history.
No, but you have to. It's like like The Room. The movie The Room. Like, you have to watch The Room. It's terrible, but you have to watch it.
Oh man. But any more thoughts on Star Wars, guys? Yendi, you look a little.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where I can find a cheap cam link because I bought an HDMI.
I told you.
I got you.
We'll talk after the.
We'll got you. All right. And then Bree was in the chat and she said Chris showed them to me in the wrong order, so I feel you, Yendi. And I did. We got to episode 4 and she literally turned and looked at me and said, "What are we watching?" And I said, Star Wars. She's like, "Why does it look like that?" And I was like, "Oh crap." I was like, these came out before the ones we just watched.
I had to force myself to sit through those movies, and it sucked. Oh, it sucked. But once I watched them all, and then I rewatched them again, I'm like, "Oh, okay, this is actually
I'm gonna watch
cool
it
now."
I'm literally gonna watch it all in chrono. Like, now that I have all the movies and stuff, I'm gonna watch. I am gonna go through 1, 2, or no.
Different.
There's a list. There's a list that you could do.
I'm also trying to force myself to watch the Harry Potter movies. I have tried so hard, so many times, man, but I just.
The first couple for me are fun. Like, I enjoy them, and then as it gets into, like, I didn't realize for Deathly Hallows Part 1, like, until Kevin Smith said, I was listening to him, he's like, majority of that movie there is just a camping trip. And I was like, wait, what? And then I watched it again, and I was like, oh yeah.
Like, Deathly Hallows 1 Deathly Hallows 1 was the perfect example of a movie trying to just split it so it can make as much money as possible. Because the beginning of Deathly Hallows 1, yes, Deathly Hallows 1 is not necessary at all. Like, at all. I don't care what anyone says. Like, it's just not necessary.
Yeah.
And like, it's literally just so, hey, we made 2 movies. Like, it's for 2 box office things. It's not like for instance, like the Avengers, where it's like Infinity War and Endgame are just like 2 completely can stand on itself, even though it's a continuation. But I mean, Deathly Hallows 1, you just need like maybe 10 minutes of that movie that you could have put in part 2 and then been fine.
Yeah, man.
I will eventually sit down and watch all of them because I feel I have to, because people are so freaking crazy about this, and I get it that they grew up with it. I get it, but
I think the most before I end the show too. I think the most frustrated I'm a weird person when it comes to the movies, man. If you show me a sport that doesn't exist, I'm gonna fall in love with it. So the pod racing, I loved a lot. I was like, man, this is dope. And then whenever Quidditch came, like whenever I saw the first Quidditch match and stuff, I was like, what is this? I love this. Show me this all the time. So in Goblet of Fire, whenever they go to like a professional match, and then they just show the end and like the teams entering, and that's all you see. Like whenever I saw the next clip, and I was like, what? And I was so upset. I was like, I don't get to see any of that. Like, I played the game a lot too. That's probably the most upset I was in those movies. But yeah, man, it was those are something. I still gotta watch. I am gonna watch all of Star Wars, like I said, usually by around Christmas. I don't know why Christmas makes me feel like, oh, I should watch all Star Wars.
Because that's when the last 3 came out.
True.
I mean, the last 5. Well,
but I am gonna watch. I still gotta watch the Lord of the Rings stuff, so I gotta start that. Yeah, I do gotta start. Yeah. Yes. But do you guys have anything before I end the show?
No, I mean, we got a video. Chris and I are going to be doing our video on Friday. Be sure to check that out. I just wanted to say thank you to all the new followers that we got from the TikTok. So if you guys are not following the TikTok, go do that. We are doing. Yendi's got a great show, little 1-minute hot takes, which I want to talk about some of those. I might respond as videos of those videos. So yeah, so go check that out. Chris dropped an epic 4th May 4th video that you guys should totally watch. It's pretty amazing. But it's in our link tree, which is at the bottom of this. We have everywhere to find us. So yeah, and just thank you for the support, guys.
Yeah, and then I think next show, if we get to 50, giveaway, we're gonna do the giveaway live. So I'll look into doing finding a randomizer for
is that our guest week too? Is next week the guest?
I think it's the week
18th.
after.
18th, that's right. Okay.
18th, yeah.
Yeah, man. So be sure to tune in, guys. I will be streaming. Maybe, I don't know. Keep follow us on Twitter at official LPFT for all news, and like anytime we go live, we do go live throughout the week and play games and stuff like that together. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like we said before, make sure to follow us here on Twitch. Only 2 more followers, man. YouTube has it, but make sure to go follow our YouTube page and go watch our videos. Go watch Yendi hate on Nintendo, and then be sure to keep an eye out on our video this week for Alan. All right, guys.
Yes, yes, good job to Bree for being a great videographer, cameraman.
Yeah, credit to my wife.
Like, how did Chris do this?
Yeah.
I clicked.
No,
that force. He has the force.
Yeah, me and Bree sat in this room like before our today's our anniversary, by the way, and happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, happy anniversary to my beautiful wife. But we sat in here before our fancy dinner. And we were actually late to dinner because we were filming this TikTok, and we're like, "What do we tell them?" I was like,
"Dedication, baby."
Tell them we were filming a TikTok. That's what everybody does. Yeah, why were you late to your dinner? Filming TikToks. True. All right, follow me this way. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys next Tuesday or this weekend. So until then, Last Place Fire Team out.